Welcome to Think About It with your host, Jaden Miller.
Greetings and thank you for joining me, Jaden Miller, on my podcast, Think About It with Jaden Miller. Happy New Year to you guys. I hope that this 2022 will be a great one and a special one for you. I hope 2021 did you well. But anyway, I'm glad to be back with you guys. Took a little hiatus for the Christmas holiday, but I am now back and grateful to be back. As I've always reminded you during my podcast, please like, share, and subscribe on my YouTube channel. So yes, I have a YouTube channel, so please subscribe, like, share on that. And of course, you can listen, comment, follow on your favorite podcast platform. So as I tell you all the time, I'm on all of the podcast platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, Castbox, SoundCloud, and iHeartRadio, and probably a few others as well. So again, welcome back. I hope things are going to go very well for you in this new 2022. Hope that it is a prosperous one and one in which you, if you're looking for love, you find it. If you're looking for power, you get it. If you're looking just to be able to make it through, that you do so as well. So just a couple of things I want to update you on. Betty White died, and she died just before the new year. And let me tell you, I was really bummed to hear that. Betty White died at the ripe young age of 99. Sadly, her 100th birthday would have been January 17th of 2022. And it's going to be really sad having a world, a Hollywood, an entertainment area, without Betty White in it. Betty White played in a number of shows. She's been around a long time, as I mentioned, but she played in a number of shows, many of shows in which I watched as a kid, and of course growing into adulthood. And I watched her on game shows, and she was just remarkable for her age, and intelligent and just spry and witty. And so the entertainment world will definitely miss Betty White. And of course, may she rest in peace. I want to talk to you today on Sunday here about Antonio Brown. Now, for those of you all that are football fans, Antonio Brown is a member of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Well, today he just said enough is enough, went off at the game. Ripped off his jersey, did a couple of jumping jacks and, just walked off, and said, hey, I guess I'm not playing anymore. And, we have to ask the question, what led to this, what led to this? Well, first of all, let me give you a little background. So the Buccaneers were playing the New York Jets. All right. And in fact, the Buccaneers actually won the game 28-24. Antonio Brown is a Tampa Bay Buccaneers receiver. And it seems as though he got upset with one of the coaches. All right. And so what happened was, actually the head coach, what happened was he was benched by head coach Bruce Arians in the second half of the game today, Sunday. And it appears as though he got really, really enraged by the move and tore his pads off on the sideline. All right. Now, while he's all upset, and going off, there's wide receiver Mike Evans for the Buccaneers that's trying to calm him down, but those attempts were unsuccessful as well. He was just miffed. If you watch, some of the replays, he is just angry, Nothing could help him calm down. Of course, the crowd is watching and trying to figure out what the heck is going on. And Antonio Brown is not without problems, in his career and in his personal life. But Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback Tom Brady, who, was very diplomatic about the situation, said that, it was obviously a difficult situation. Tom Brady went on to say that we all love him and care about him deeply. He goes on to say that, their relationship goes beyond them being teammates. And Tom Brady goes on to say that I think everyone should be compassionate and empathetic towards some very difficult things that are happening. All right. Tom Brady said he was unaware of the details of the incident until after the game. Okay. But as I mentioned, there were a number of players that really tried to calm him down. I mean, he had signed a 1-year deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers back in October of 2020. After, having some real issues, while he was with the New England Patriots, and then some other issues that came up down in Florida. So it seems to me that Antonio Brown was really, really doing well, being in Tampa Bay. I mean, after some of the issues that he had, been through. And so I don't know, what a way to leave the game. What a way to leave the team, because you're upset because you're benched, He's had great stats, as a football player. He earned All-American honors in 2008 and 2009, when he played college football at Central Michigan. He was a 6th-round pick by the Pittsburgh Steelers. And he amassed more receptions than any other player in the league from his rookie season in 2010 through 2018. During his first season with the Pittsburgh Steelers, the team advanced to the Super Bowl. So his first season, he's, in the Super Bowl. They lost to Green Bay, but, he finished his rookie season with 16 receptions for 160 yards in 10 games. During his second NFL season, he became the first player in NFL history to have more than 1,000 yards receiving and returning in the same year. So, he was good, a good player. It's just this behavior, today puts, a real ugly mark, on his career. And as I mentioned, Tom Brady was being very, very diplomatic in, his assessment in this situation. And as I mentioned, Brown, Antonio Brown has not been without his own issues. I mean, back in January of 2020, following several domestic incidents in which police were called to his home in Hollywood, Florida, the Hollywood Police Department stated they no longer wanted him to be associated with their youth league. The Hollywood Police Department returned a check from Brown and issued a trespass order preventing him from being involved with their youth league, while saying in a statement, "We do not want him to continue to affect our youth or influence them in a negative way." Okay. Again, this is after several domestic incidents at his home. There was, after this incident, a few days later, it was reported that Brown and an accomplice had attacked a moving truck driver at the home, that same home. Glenn Holt, working as Brown's trainer, was arrested, while a warrant for Brown's arrest was issued a day later with a felony charge of battery and burglary. Okay. He finally turned himself in a couple of days after that, and he was officially charged with a felony burglary of a vehicle, misdemeanor battery, and misdemeanor criminal mischief, in March. Then in June of 2020, Brown pleaded no contest to the felony battery and burglary charges and received 2 years of probation. He was also ordered to undergo 100 hours of community service, a 13-week anger management counseling program, and a psychological evaluation. A lot of people would think that, football players that make so much money for their talent, should be better role models, should set better examples for, those of us that see them as mentors or see them as idols, especially for children. And I would have to agree, of course, many of us don't know what's going on in Antonio Brown's personal life, except for that stuff that's been reported. But whatever it is, always leave with dignity, tearing off your shirt, throwing it into the stand, your undershirt into the stands, waving a peace sign, now the head coach is like, he's no longer a Buck, all right? That's the end of the story. You just, especially after you've been given, all of these chances. He was suspended along with some other players, for violating COVID-19 protocols. Again, when you are in the public eye and have this position of authority, or not position of authority, but this position where you can influence other people, then, Antonio Brown, you guess, man, dude, you can do so much better, you're a great player, but, when the coach benches you, dude, you sit down, you accept that. Remember, you're getting paid, okay? Now, obviously, maybe, you don't need to pay anymore or anything, but what happens is these other teams look at you and say, we don't want these problems, on our team. It's like the Hollywood Police Department, they were like, dude, you're an influence over children, but, when you exhibit these types of behaviors, we can't be involved. And so it's that way with other NFL football teams as well. After some of the issues that, he had been through earlier, Tampa Bay took a chance with him. New England took a chance with him. Look what happened. And now Tampa Bay took a chance, and then this is what happened. So not a good look, not a good day for Antonio Brown. Certainly not a good day for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Not a great day for NFL football either. When we have these types of incidents and, when people get upset over something that's probably really, really minor. People accuse, sports figures sometimes as being these prima donnas, that, they get special treatment or, because they have reached a certain status that they can treat people a certain way or act a certain way and there not be any repercussions for that. Well, I think Antonio Brown found out today that there are, and while Tom Brady wants everybody to be empathetic towards him, I think many people probably feel that if Antonio Brown wants to quit or retire from football mid-game, goodbye. All right, well, that's my podcast for today. It's a short one, but as we get back into the groove here, coming into a new year, I'll rev myself back up and get, more content out to you guys. But anyway, hopefully you guys have a great new year. Like I mentioned, 2022 is upon us. It is here. We are into the second day of it. Many of us are going back to work on Monday tomorrow, January 3rd, and get back into the swing of things. I hope you had a great holiday, and I will see you on my next podcast. But remember, please like, share, and subscribe on my YouTube channel. And I need you to follow me. I need you to like and comment on your favorite podcast platform. This is Jaden Miller. It's called Think About It with Jaden Miller. So I want you to think about all of the things that I mentioned as it relates back to Antonio Brown. And hey, first thing I mentioned was Betty White and how she died in 2021, did not make it into 2022. I want you to think about life too for a moment and how dear it is. But I want you to live every moment of it to your best. Betty White lived to be a great age, 99 years old. And while we wish she could have come into 2022 and made it to 100, the life that she did live was an exemplary one. And so she will be missed. Again, thank you guys for listening. Antonio Brown, dudes, you got to get it. You got to do better, man. All right. Well, I'll see you next time on the next edition of Think About It with Jaden Miller. Have a great day. See ya.
Thank you for listening to Think About It with Jaden Miller. Don't forget to like and subscribe to his YouTube channel and like and follow on your favorite podcast platform.